Hi guys, long time no talk. It's March 3rd, 4:26 p.m. and I wanted to get back into the habit of just like vlogging again, and I guess it's fitting because it's my birthday, so I kind of want to talk about, life and everything. Yeah, I was in the Philippines for basically all of February, so I wasn't able to like do my daily vlogs. But yeah, and that's okay. I know that I started this channel to track my habits and kind of see how, I don't know, a life is going. And even though not that I like dropped all my habits, but it's like a lot of the things that I was tracking and everything in my journal, obviously I wasn't able to do it on the trip, but I kind of had some like renditions of it. So I think it's safe to say that like even though I wasn't proud of myself and like the habits that I built, I think I still did take care of myself the best way I could given the circumstances, because obviously I wasn't getting enough sleep because we were always like out and about, and like to experience all these new things, I kind of also had to give up some time of like, my morning routine of journaling and stuff like that. So it's a give or take that I have to kind of be okay with. And so I think that's something. The more that I travel and, I want to do more traveling, I have to figure out, okay, well, what's the adjusted system that I'm okay with when I do travel? But yeah, so I had a lot of thoughts, and I am sad that I wasn't able to kind of document everything and a lot of the learning, especially when you're kind of experiencing new country things and stuff like that, or even just like new insights, because I feel like I learned a lot on this trip about the Philippines and also Thailand, a lot of history, and that just, it didn't go anywhere. Like it was, in the vlogs, perhaps, but I didn't write it down, and so there's just like so many new things that I learned that I wish I had written down, but now I think having gone through that experience, I know that okay, I'm going to have a dedicated smaller journal that I could quickly jot down things, and it's definitely not going to be my average, like my regular journal that I usually bring everywhere. It has to be like a smaller version so that I don't feel as bad for not, writing as much. So it's all like a me thing. One thing that did stick out is that I didn't realize that there's actually a Philippines tax for Filipinos who are leaving the Philippines. I think they're trying to get that law abolished. I think they're one of the only countries to even do that, but that's kind of crazy to basically tax the people for leaving. And there's a lot more history that I kind of also learned about, but I think maybe that will be for another vlog anyways, since I'm kind of like rambling. But yeah, so 27 years of life, which is crazy, or like technically 27 years completed, and now I'm started my 28th year, because when you turn one, it's not your first year, it's your first year is completed, and then technically you're already starting your like second year of like being on this earth. So I completed my 27th year, and now I'm basically 28, so I'm starting my 28th year, if that makes sense. But yeah, and I think today was a bit different because maybe it's me recovering from jet lag and still not fully being in the swing of things in America, that I'm kind of in between lives, I guess. Like I don't feel fully adjusted back to the day-to-day here. I'm still kind of, I don't know, like always just like very tired. My cramps are killing me. I just started yesterday, and I think that also may be a huge factor because I was laying in bed because my stomach just like, it was just really hurting. And so I was like, maybe it was the food I ate, maybe it was something, but then later on I was like, oh, surprise, it's my period. Fun, perfect timing. But that's okay. And another thing that I noticed with myself, at least, that I couldn't really explain, I know that your serotonin drops, I guess, a week before your period starts. And I think I want to learn more about my, I guess, period phases and what my body goes through. I think I've seen a lot of videos to know that, yes, the woman's body changes during like these periods and stuff, but I don't know enough to know, like, for example, the luteal phase. I don't know exactly what happens and things like that. One thing I do know is that, like, oh, okay, for women, your serotonin drops like basically a week before your period starts, and that's why you kind of have these mood swings, or that's why you're a bit down. And I don't know if it's because I'm older that I'm starting to feel it more, because when I was younger, I really didn't have cramps. And it wasn't strong enough or painful enough for me to just want to lay down in bed all day. And I think now, I don't know why it's catching up to me or something's happening, but I feel the cramps more and I have more body aches and pains. So maybe I'm just getting old. But yeah, when I was younger, cramps and period pains, it didn't hurt me as much as, other friends my age were like, they were always like, oh, I'm bedridden because my cramps hurt so much. But yeah, so I've been experiencing that more, and then also just the mood drops. I don't know, like, I kind of not blamed it on, but I kind of directed it towards like, okay, it's stress. It's just one of those days where I'm feeling sad. But, once I kind of learn more about myself, I'm like, okay, I should expect this to happen, and I shouldn't beat myself up for it, for like feeling sad and not knowing what to do. I think that was just something that I kind of was just thinking about when I was in the shower. I was like, I don't know why, but I am sad. And I can't tell you exactly why I'm sad. I just am. It's just that, I don't know, existential life crises where I was just like, what is life? Like, I don't know. And so, yeah, that was just like another thing that I was like, okay, I want to learn more about myself, and even kind of also how the brain works. In February, I'm not proud to admit, but I was doom scrolling a lot, and I know that was like one of the things that I've talked about in like my reflection vlogs. It's like I want to be off of doom scrolling. And one thing that stuck out to me over the weekend when I was talking to kind of like old friends, was that they were like, oh, how are you doing with like XYZ people? Do you talk to them? And honestly, like, I don't really keep up with like much of like, say, like childhood like friends like that. So the most that I see is on social media, and so the only conversation points are the things that I have on social media. And the one thing that this person said to me was like, oh, it seems like you're on social media so much, like you should get off of it, type of thing. But I was like, in my head, obviously I wasn't like, in my head I was like a little bit offended, but outwardly I like brushed it off. But that was just like, one thing that was a reality check, but also I know that it's a problem, but also at the same time, like, this information that I had was like technically like years ago, like, because I'm not on Instagram that much to know, but it was just like, oh, nothing else to talk about, like, I have to say something. But yeah, because I think now I really don't really know what a lot of people like say, like my year, like for example, high school, or when we graduated high school, that's almost going to be like 10 years, because I graduated in 2017 and it is 2026 right now. So that's kind of crazy that it's going to be almost like 10 years. And I think this is why this conversation also came up, because I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, so I think with all of that, it's not like, I mean, again, the conversations that we had was also like, it's not like anything went bad with these relationships / like friendships and stuff like that. It's just a matter of like, we're all different people now, and we've kind of grown apart in the sense that like we moved off for college. Like, it wasn't as easy to text each other or like hang out, and like, going back to the hometown, like I'm not as there often, so it made sense that like we kind of drifted away. But one thing that I did enjoy is that, like, whenever I do talk to people every so often, like even if it's text, one thing that I've been doing is actually writing physical mail. So I was able to kind of reconnect with some past like friendships and stuff, and got their mailing address, so that I'm going to add that to the rotation, because I think, I don't know, I just really enjoy writing things down, and it gives me something else to do, like with my hands, other than like scrolling and stuff. So yeah, I just want to be doing more of like those things and setting better goals for myself and things like that. But yeah, 27 years of life, that's kind of crazy. And I guess for my future self, if you're looking back at this, maybe let me think of like 3 tips that I've learned in my not 3 years of life, my 27 years of life, because I have to get going soon because I have to get ready for a birthday dinner. But yeah, I think the one thing that I still stand by is never wait for the right moment. I feel like everybody is always so quick, not quick, but they're always ready to say, I'm waiting for the perfect moment, but that perfect moment is never going to come. So I think that's just like one thing that, as I'm getting older, I want to feel fear more. I know that's kind of crazy but to say, but it's like I want to fear more things because I want to be scared. Like I don't want to live comfortably. I want to try new experiences. I want to be uncomfortable, and I don't think I'm being uncomfortable enough. But yeah, so that's one thing. Another thing is to never stop learning. I think this is something I still have to work on, only because, I fall into the trap of being comfortable and knowing what I do or like what I can do, and I haven't really been pushing myself, for example, creatively. Like I enjoy learning new arts and crafts, and I've been focusing so much on like work that I haven't been able to try new things. And I think learning new skills and all of that, even if it's difficult, like I don't want to just drop it and not ever pick it up again. Like for example, piano. I used to play piano. I was trying to bring it back, but it was actually really hard for me to kind of get the gears rolling. So that's an example of like, never stop learning. I'm like making this video now. I'm gonna like play piano again. But yeah, never stop learning. Always hone in on your craft and perfecting it. Like practice makes perfect, obviously. But yeah, and then the third thing is I would say maybe it's to bask in the moment or, cherish these memories. Like, you never know when you're in the good old days until they're gone. So it's the times that you have with family, friends, anytime that you're able to kind of meet in big groups. I would say, like, it's always cheesy to, like, be like, oh, picture, whatever. But one thing that I've been doing more is actually documenting life more. And obviously with this, it's like even posting it. But yeah, I think there's a part of my life where I didn't post as much, and also context, UCLA kind of took away a lot of my memories because they took away the unlimited storage. But anyways, that's besides the point. But it's all those years that were not necessarily lost. Obviously, I have them in my memories, but at the same time, I think it's very cool to look back and see an art piece that you've created. Like, for example, the videos and vlogs that I've made and stuff like that. I think that's just something very special to me, at least, because it's a way that I could, remember the moment, but also do it in a fun aspect. Even if it was just like a TikTok trend or whatever. It's like, it's all those small moments that I'm like, oh, I've come to cherish a lot, and asking people to be a part of these videos and stuff like that. But yeah, I think just cherish all of these little moments more, because you never know when the last moment you'll have. So that's just, I guess, my recap and launch back into this. But I'll be doing more of these vlogs because, yeah, I truly want to learn more about myself. And I think being able to talk out, I don't know, any of my random thoughts kind of helps me a little bit more than journaling. And it also helps me practice speaking. And I think eventually I do treat this as a vlog to myself anyways, but I do want to practice more of my public speaking and not saying as much. And another thing that I will actually do more videos on, which I've done in the past, it's my Tagalog speaking, because when I was in the Philippines, I knew enough to know that they were talking about me and like my family and stuff when we were at the salon, for example, but I didn't know enough to know if it was bad or good. So it's all like those small things that, I'm catching up on, that I want to know. Even, for example, the Bicol language, just knowing that the dialect that my mom was like so excited to talk about and everything, it's slowly kind of dying. It's a lot of it's mixed with like English or even like Tagalog. So I want to be able to learn more and I don't know, keep that dialect alive, because it's kind of scary to think that one day that Bicol language can be gone. So I do want to take as much time to, bond with my family and like speak Tagalog and learn more about my like Bicol like heritage slash like coming. My parents grew up in Bicol. So obviously I didn't grow up there, but just learning more about like their lives that they once led. But yeah, anyways, that was a tangent, but that's all for today, and I'll be back tomorrow. Bye, guys.